The world we live in keeps spinning, forever turning, a constant since the dawn of the earth. But only for a short time we, as humans, have lived on the earth. We have seen the human race do amazing things like build great cities and traveled into space. But for the future, what lies for us? Not all seems well nowadays. Reading the news or surfing social media, there are events around the world that can only be described as chaotic and saddening. Through history that we learn as children, the famous civilizations that fought and conquered should only be a story, not a news article being read on the TV. The reality is war still plagues us, and some nations seem hell-bent on creating it just to satisfy their needs for power. Who is left to suffer? The people of all ages, of course. Conflict results in deaths, and for those who are lucky to be alive, they go on to salvage what is left of their lives. Many become refugees, looking for hope in times of need. Right now, there are millions of Syrians displaced from their country because of the ongoing war. What does the future hold for them if we ever see an end to the conflict? We see other conflict happening around the globe. The Rohingya people in Myanmar losing everything for being different, for being the minority. The Uyghur Muslims in China being preyed on by their own country for again being different to the majority. If not for media coverage, we might never know of the atrocities people speak of. We hear stories of Uyghur men being sent to secret internment camps on the pretense of education. Then, there are people who live in what seems to be a modern place fighting for their rights. We only need to look at the people of Hong Kong now uprising against the government, so they may keep their own justice. Reports are showing protesters being unlawfully arrested and detained. Then, there are events that we can't seem to control or predict. We have seen natural disasters litter our newsfeeds every year since the internet began. The end of 2019 and now in 2020, the Australian bushfires have ravaged and incinerated mile upon mile. Again, people have been displaced, and the death toll on wildlife is catastrophic. An event like bushfires may well be blamed on nature and the weather, but we as humans can find those ways to make sure we know how to cope when it feels like the world is turning on us. There is chaos everywhere we look in the world. It doesn't matter who is to blame. We, as humans, are past that. We must now take the next steps to find the solution. There's only ourselves. We can take time to learn the problems being faced by war-stricken nations. We can stop using single-use plastics. We can be kind. And we can help those in need on our own doorsteps. When we say we, it starts as I. We as the human race and we as individuals must do something to create change from the chaos. There's no better time than now to act. Together, we can make a difference. It is now time to change.